Now, earlier today, I reported on Caitlin Clark coming back to the basketball court. Broke the internet. Guys, we haven't seen Caitlin Clark play basketball probably, I would say July, early July. We're in late to middle December, bro. And I'm telling you right now, well, we're in early December, my bad. I'm telling you right now, it is definitely going to be a sight to see.
December 2024. Caitlin Clark sets foot in North Carolina for the first time since early July. 5 months away from the court. 5 months of silence from the player who shattered every WNBA viewership record, and the online reaction says it all. This hasn't just been a hiatus from basketball. It's been a test of whether the league has handled its brightest star, the most valuable figure in women's sports, properly during the longest offseason of her career.
I feel like she has not really been saying a whole lot on social media to kind of help the brand grow, you know, her brand, especially at a time like this. I feel like Caitlin Clark should definitely be tweeting a little more. She should be posting a little more just to kind of get the engagement back with the fans. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The engagement is not there from the Caitlin Clark fan base. So this is what she put today. So today is Aaliyah Boston birthday. So Aaliyah Boston will be down in North Carolina with Caitlin Clark as well for this whole Team USA situation. Guys, this is big time news. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I'm excited.
That point hits at the heart of something hardly anyone is discussing. Caitlin Clark averaged 19.2 points and 8.4 assists in her rookie WNBA season. She drew an average of 2.1 million Tenel Div viewers to games, triple the league's previous record. Her presence alone generated an estimated $3.4 billion in economic impact for the league and its partners. Yet, during one of the bestest none most pivotal periods for women's basketball growth, her social media activity has been almost non-existent. The numbers tell the story. Her last Instagram post before the Team USA announcement came just 2 days prior. Before that, sporadic updates, lacking any real engagement strategy. Contrast that with her Iowa days, where she dominated off the court as well, daily posts, behind-the-scenes content, constant interaction with fans. That relentless engagement created something unprecedented. So what changed? Caitlin went from a college superstar who expertly cultivated her fan base to a professional athlete seemingly stepping back from the platform that amplified her brand. And this isn't random. It's a deliberate, strategic choice someone made.
Caitlin Clark posted 2 days ago. That ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad. But I feel like Caitlin should definitely be posting a little bit more. But yeah, man, she's definitely gonna be making her rounds. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is exploding online about this. Let's head back over to X and see what Caitlin Clark people was saying on the internet. Let's get the internet reactions. Caitlin Clark officially arrived at Team USA. Let's see here. What's this? Caitlin Clark and Lexi Hall latest TikTok? Oh wow, I have not seen this.
Okay.
Here's what makes this situation so intriguing. In May 2024, Caitlin Clark signed with Excel Sports Management, bringing on new representation just ahead of the WNBA draft. Her agent, Abby Howe Goldstein, came from CAA with a track record of managing high-profile athletes. The goal was straightforward: maximize Caitlin's earning potential, protect her brand, and set her up for long-term success beyond basketball. But during that transition, something shifted in her content strategy. The daily engagement disappeared. The direct, personal connection with fans became polished, corporate, and distant. For a player whose value is rooted in authenticity and accessibility, that's a risky move. Think about what Caitlin Clark means to her fans. She's more than a basketball star. She's the underdog who faced challenges throughout her rookie season and kept rising. She's the small-town Iowa kid who stayed grounded while becoming the biggest name in women's sports. Her fans don't just crave highlights, they want access. They want to feel part of her journey, every step of the way.
Hot berry and watermelon marshmallows. Okay, ready?
She's forcing me to do this.
Okay, ready? 1.
We don't have enough marshmallows for this.
2. Don't chew it.
Don't go too. You're gonna have to go faster.
3.
Daniel. Fine.
That TikTok with Lexi Hull, posted December 5th at 1 p.m., is exactly what's been missing. It's playful. It's unplanned. It's the kind of content that reminds fans why they fell for Caitlin Clark in the first place, not because she's flawless, but because she's real. And notice the timing. It drops the very day she arrives at Team USA camp. That's no accident. Finally, someone seems to understand that a brand this valuable can't sit idle for 5 months. The algorithm doesn't pause for the offseason, fans don't vanish when the season ends, and competitors aren't stopping while you're on break. Here's the truth about modern athlete branding: consistency always beats intensity. Posting once every couple of weeks, even with top-tier production, can't compete with daily, authentic engagement. Social media rewards frequency and genuineness over polish. Caitlin's college. Content wasn't slick or studio produced, it was real, constant, and it created a bond that drew 18,000 fans just to watch her practice at Iowa.
This was posted today at 1 o'clock. This came out earlier today. I think this was pretty funny, man. Look, everybody, Erica stated, slow motion entrance for Caitlin Clark. Well done, you Team USA. So just like I told y'all earlier today, the content that we're going to get from this, because no one from the media is there, will have to be USA basketball. And this is separate from the W. So I want to see how they is going to handle the management with the Caitlin Clark content. Like, I want to see a lot of Caitlin Clark content. I ain't going to lie to you, because we all got to remember, Caitlin Clark has not played basketball since.
Now, let's talk about the infrastructure problem. Team USA controls every piece of content coming out of this camp. There are no independent media passes, no beat reporters running, cameras, no ESPN crews with unrestricted access. Everything fans see is filtered through USA, basketball's official channels and their media team, creating a serious bottleneck. And bottlenecks are dangerous when you're trying to keep the momentum for the biggest star in day, women's basketball. Historically, USA Basketball's social media focuses on the team, not individual athletes. They post practice highlights, game previews, roster updates, but they rarely produce the personality-driven content Caitlin Clark's audience craves. They won't follow her around for behind-the-scenes, day-in-the-life moments. They won't capture the unscripted, relatable interactions that make her human. That's the concern. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player on this roster. She's the reason casual fans tune in to exhibition games. She elevates everyone around her, but only if people dod. Remember, she exists. 5 months off is an eternity in today's attention economy. Athletes lose. Sponsorships over shorter gaps. Brands shift to competitors who stay visible. Fans discover new favorites. Assuming Caitlin Clark's popularity will maintain itself without consistent engagement is exactly the kind of thinking that ruins careers.
Caitlin in the building. Yeah, I know she in the building. Hold on. I'm going to go to the latest. Let me see here. Latest. Somebody else. Caitlin Clark arrived. Shout out to Correlation. Let's see here. What else is other people saying? Caitlin Clark Nation, we back. Y'all know we back in the building. Bro, I'm telling you, it is going to be a lit situation these next couple days. Well, really pretty much this whole weekend, man. Y'all gotta tune into the channel. The content for NBA coming right back like it never left. Caitlin Clark is back. Bro, I just hope and pray, Lord Jesus, everybody tune in, guys. Everybody gonna have to tune in, bro. It's just that simple. Everybody gonna have to tune in to the return of Caitlin Clark.
The reaction to that arrival video speaks volumes. Within just 13 minutes of USA Basketball posting it, engagement was already skyrocketing. Comments poured in. Caitlin Clark became a trending topic on X. The Wnba subreddit ignited all from a mere 23 seconds of footage, showing her walking into a facility. That's not normal. That's what happens when you've starved an audience of content and finally give them something, anything, to react to. It's proof of her immense drawing power, but it's also a warning. That kind of demand needs to be constantly fed. You can't let it go cold. Look at other leagues. The NBA doesn't let LeBron James vanish for 5 months without a trace. His team, sponsors, and the league ensure he stays visible off-court content, training clips, family moments, business ventures. The story never stops. The WNBA is still figuring this out. After decades of fighting for attention, they now have a player who generates it effortlessly. But creating attention and sustaining attention are two different skills. One is talent, the other is strategy. Here's the complexity. Caitlin Clark is only 22. She just finished the most grueling season of her life physically, mentally, and emotionally. She endured flagrant fouls, media controversies, fan expectations, and the immense pressure of carrying the league's viewership on her shoulders. She earned a break. She deserved time away from cameras, microphones, and relentless scrutiny. But business doesn't care about what's deserved. Business cares about return on investment. And when you're the face of a league chasing $1 billion media rights deal, your off-season Jaxa's in isn't really yours anymore.
Gonna have a rebrand, and this rebrand is going to be legendary. I mean legendary, bro. Hopefully Team USA hold up their end of the bargain though, bro, because that's who we gotta rely on for the content. Unfortunately, bro, we gotta rely on them for the content. Let's check out some more pictures. Aaliyah Boston in the building. Is that Aaliyah Boston logo? Who else in the building? Sonya Citron. Look, Stephanie White got her pina colada head. Something in the building. Angel Reese in the building. But y'all know ain't nobody coming in the building how Caitlin is. Caitlin gonna break the damn internet. She gonna get the most views and she gonna be talked about the most.
So what does a rebrand really mean here? It's not about changing who Caitlin Clark is. It's about refining how she's presented, determining who controls that narrative, and mapping out a long-term strategy beyond her playing career. Her new representation at Excel Sports Management handles some of the biggest names in sports. They know endorsements, negotiations, media rights, appearance fees. They understand how to maximize an athlete's earning potential during a prime that doesn't last forever. That expertise is invaluable. But here's the key with Caitlin Clark. Her brand is built on accessibility. The moment she becomes too polished, too corporate, too managed, she loses the very thing that made her magnetic. Fans don't want a flawless Instagram feed. They want the Caitlin who cried after losing a national championship, who trash-talked opponents on the court, who stayed after. Practiced to sign autographs for kids in Iowa City. A rebrand has to enhance professionalism without sacrificing authenticity, a tricky balance that requires people who understand both traditional athlete management and modern digital engagement. Team USA Camp is a perfect opportunity. For the next few weeks, Caitlin will be surrounded by the best players in American basketball: A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina, Ionescu veterans who've navigated the pressures of being the face of the league, dealt with media scrutiny, and balanced the business side of the sport. That mentorship is invaluable, but the camp also doubles as a test for how USA Basketball handles Caitlin Clark content. If they're smart, they'll recognize that giving her visibility benefits everyone. More Caitlin content means more eyes on the entire roster, higher engagement for Team USA's channels, and building anticipation for international competitions where the stakes are huge. If they aren't, they risk treating her like just another player and wondering why viewership falls short. The Fever learned this lesson early in 2020. Their social media was inconsistent game, highlights without personality, team content without capturing the moments fans craved from. Caitlin specifically, by the time they adapted, opportunities had already been lost. USA Basketball can't afford that same mistake. They have a narrow window with this roster exhibition games in April, potential international competitions in the summer. Every post now builds toward those moments. Every day, Caitlin, content isn't shared, her fans turn elsewhere for their basketball fix. Here's the reality about fan loyalty in women's basketball. It's player-driven, not team-driven. Fans follow athletes across teams, leagues, and continents. They'll watch Breanna Stewart in Turkey stream Aja Wilson's off-season training loyalty is to the player, not the uniform. Caitlin Clark's fanbase isn't inherently tied to the Fever or Team USA, they're loyal to her. Maintaining that loyalty requires consistent engagement, authentic content, and a strategy that balances her need for privacy with her fans' desire for access. The coming weeks will reveal whether the people guiding her career get that balance, whether USA Basketball sees the opportunity before them, and whether Caitlin herself is ready to step back into the spotlight after 5 months away. Because here's the truth no one is saying out loud, the WNBA's growth isn't guaranteed. The viewership surge in 2024 was almost entirely fueled by Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Take them out of the equation, and the numbers drop sharply. We saw it firsthand during games they didn't play. Fever games averaged 440,000 viewers, but when Caitlin wasn't on the court, that number fell to 380,000. That's not sustainable growth for the league, it's star-driven interest. And star-driven interest needs constant maintenance. You can't let the stars go dark and expect the audience to stick around. So when Caitlin Clark walked into that North Carolina facility on December 5th, it wasn't just another day at Team USA camp. It was a test to see if her management team has a real Gondis Sedan place. Content strategy, one that goes beyond posting occasionally and hoping for engagement. A test to see if USA Basketball understands that they aren't just running a training camp, they're managing the most valuable asset in women's sports. The reaction to her 23-second arrival video shows the audience is still here, still eager, still ready to consume anything that features Caitlin Clark. The real question is whether anyone is not prepared to feed that demand consistently, authentically, and strategically. Because if they aren't, someone else will. Another league, another player, another story will step in to capture that attention. In today's attention economy, voids never stay empty. Caitlin earned her place as the face of women's basketball through talent, relentless work ethic, and the ability to perform under pressure that most athletes can't match. But holding that position requires more than skill on the court, it requires a new mindset. The off-season is no longer downtime, it's when brands are made or broken. Social media and fan engagement are ever no longer optional, they are essential. Fans who feel ignored will eventually move on. So here's the question for you. Has Caitlin Clark's team figured out how to manage her brand off the court, or are they still learning as they go? The next few weeks will tell. And that answer will determine whether she emerges from Team USA camp bigger than ever or whether 5 months of silence cost her momentum she'll spend next season trying to rebuild.